Imagine this. You're born into the ocean, the biggest arena on Earth. Sharks rule it. Orcas dominate it. Dolphins charm their way through it. And you're a 2,000-pound pancake with a face. No real tail, no speed, no plan. You're the ocean sunfish, the Mola Mola. And buddy, evolution did not like you. Today we're going to look at 5 biological facts about this creature that prove one thing. God started designing this fish on a Friday afternoon and never came back on Monday. Let's go. Let's start with the obvious. Look at a sunfish. Just look at it. It looks like a fish that got cut in half by a boat propeller and just kept going. Like it didn't get the memo that it's incomplete. And here's the thing, that's not far from the truth. The sunfish has no real tail. Most fish have a caudal fin, that classic tail that goes left, right, and propels them through water. The sunfish? It evolved away from that. It replaced its tail with something called a clavus, which sounds cool until you realize it's basically a stiff ruffle, a biological curtain. It doesn't push water, it doesn't steer, it just hangs there, like a decoration. So how does the sunfish actually move? By flapping its dorsal and anal fins back and forth. Picture a bird trying to fly using only its eyebrows. That's the energy. The result? The sunfish is painfully slow. We're talking about a fish the size of a small car that moves through the ocean like a shopping cart with a broken wheel. And here's where it gets poetic. The scientific name Mola comes from Latin. It means millstone, because early scientists looked at this thing and said, yeah, that's a big flat rock. Not king of the sea, not silent hunter, a rock, a floating, circular rock. Welcome to your life, sunfish. You are a geological formation with eyes. Now, you'd think nature would look at this helpless dinner plate and say, let me at least give it a fighting chance to reproduce. And in a way, it did, in the most unhinged way possible. A single female sunfish can release up to 300 million eggs in one spawning event. 300 million. That is more than any other known vertebrate on the planet. For context, a human woman releases about 400 eggs in her lifetime. A chicken lays maybe 300 a year. A sunfish drops 300 million in one go and just swims away. No nursery, no protection, no bedtime story. And here's the cosmic joke. Almost none of them survive. Those eggs hatch into larvae that are about 2.5 millimeters long, smaller than a grain of rice. They look like tiny, spiky balls. Adorable? Sure. Alive for long? Absolutely not. They are food for basically everything. Other fish, jellyfish, plankton eaters who accidentally swallow them, currents that push them into dead zones. The ocean treats sunfish babies like free samples at a grocery store. Everyone takes one. But the ones that do survive? They go from 2.5 millimeters to over 3 meters long. From a speck of dust to a creature that weighs more than a grand piano. That's a 60 million-fold increase in body size. It's the most extreme growth of any vertebrate. And it means the sunfish reproductive strategy is essentially throw 300 million children into the void. Hope to make it. That's not parenting. That's a lottery with terrible odds and no customer support. Okay, you're a flat, slow, half-finished fish who was born against astronomical odds. Surely something about your body works well? No. The ocean sunfish is one of the most heavily parasitized animals in the entire ocean. We're talking up to 40 different species of parasites on one fish at the same time. Parasites on the skin, parasites in the gills, parasites in the intestines, parasites burrowed into the muscle, Some scientists have described studying a sunfish as peeling back layers of things living on things living on things. It's not a fish, it's an apartment complex. A biological Airbnb with a 0-star rating and no checkout policy. And the sunfish knows it. It's actually aware of how infested it is, and its solution is, honestly, kind of sad. It floats up to the surface and lies flat on its side. Then it waits for seabirds to land on it and eat the parasites off its body. That's its healthcare plan. Just lie there and let birds peck at you, like a medieval peasant going to a barber for surgery. Sometimes, sunfish will swim up to floating kelp beds and rub themselves against the seaweed, trying to scrape the parasites off. Imagine being so desperate you're using salad as a loofah. And here's the darkest part. Even after the bird spa and the seaweed scrub, the parasites come right back. Because the sunfish is slow. It can't outrun anything. It can't hide. It's a giant bullseye drifting through open water with a neon sign that says, vacancy. The parasites always win. The sunfish just lives with it. Let's talk about what's going on upstairs. Nothing. Almost literally nothing. The ocean sunfish has one of the smallest brain-to-body ratios of any fish in the ocean. We're talking about an animal that can weigh over 2,000 pounds, and its brain is roughly the size of a walnut. A walnut! In a body the size of a king mattress. And you can kind of tell. Sunfish have been observed doing things that suggest the brain is more of a suggestion than an organ. They drift into shipping lanes. They get hit by boats. A lot. Marine biologists have documented sunfish just floating in front of massive vessels like they've never heard of consequences. They breach out of the water, jump fully into the air, and then belly flop back in. Why? Nobody's sure. Some think it's to shake off parasites. Others think they just miscalculate. Imagine being so large and so unaware that your primary cause of injury is didn't notice a cargo ship. And the face. Oh, the face. The sunfish has a small, round, permanently open mouth. It can't close it all the way. It always looks mildly surprised, like someone who just walked into a glass door and hasn't processed it yet. And that tiny mouth? It eats mostly jellyfish, which is like being a 2-ton creature that survives exclusively on water balloons. Jellyfish are roughly 95% water, so the sunfish needs to eat enormous amounts of basically nothing just to stay alive. Its brain is a walnut, its food is water, and its face looks like it's been loading a thought for the past 40 million years. What a masterpiece. Now, after all of this, after the missing tail, the Parasite Motel, the walnut brain, and the 300 million abandoned children, you'd hope the sunfish at least lives a peaceful life. It does not. Sea lions hunt sunfish. Not even for food, really. Sea lions have been filmed tearing sunfish apart and just playing with the pieces, ripping off fins, tossing chunks around like a beach ball, then leaving the rest. Orcas eat them. Sharks eat them. In some regions, fishing nets scoop them up by the hundreds as bycatch, accidental victims of trawling operations targeting other species. And let's not forget boats. The sunfish's habit of sunbathing at the surface makes it a frequent speed bump for vessels. There are documented cases of sunfish cracking boat hulls, which means the sunfish's one final act of rebellion is being so dense that it damages the thing that killed it. Poetic? Maybe, but also very, very sad. In some parts of the world, particularly East Asia, the sunfish is considered a delicacy, so it can also end up on a plate. After 2,000 pounds of confused, parasite-infested drifting through the ocean, it becomes someone's dinner. Born as a speck, raised by no one. eaten by everything. And if it somehow dodges all of that, it still floats through life as a giant, slow, confused disc that gets pecked at by birds. So, why does it suck to be born as a sunfish? Because you're the ocean's punchline. A 2,000-pound mistake that somehow works just well enough to not go extinct. No tail, no speed, no brain worth mentioning. A body built for parasites and a face built for memes. And yet, against all logic, against all odds, the sunfish has survived for over 50 million years, longer than most of the successful species on this planet. Maybe the sunfish knows something we don't. Or maybe it doesn't know anything at all. Probably that second one. If you enjoyed watching evolution bully a fish, hit subscribe. We do this every week. Next time, we're going to ruin another animal's reputation. See you then.